Hi guys, are you guys able to hear me now? Sorry for the volume issues. Um, Hopefully you guys are able to hear me now. Let me get this set up right here. Yes, good morning everyone. Let me just go right back into what I was speaking of right here. My apologies. So I was mentioning this setup right here on GJ was a clean setup, right? Right here is when the market, the day was ending here, right down here. Good morning, good morning. Right here, down 1 to 1 here. Again, the market was the rollover to the new day right here, non-tradable. And then we had this setup again. This would be a little risky for me because it was just too early. Asian session down here, and then this would have been tradable right here, and then this whole move down right here, right? So the news that happened just about what is it, 50 minutes ago. This move right here, so you can see now. Right here. So non-tradable, this move right here. So again, I did trade GJ. That's what I was explaining earlier. Had no volume. But yeah, here, this move was tradable. And this move down was a clean setup here. A clean range down. So these were the tradable setups that I traded. Again, I have another screen for my personal setups that I don't do on the stream. But the reason why I'm mentioning this, guys, is not only just because to show you guys what setups you guys will get in the mentorship, right? Because I am going to be sharing these type of setups in the mentorship that I don't share on the stream, of course, because the stream is just strictly for the stream setups. But these type of setups that are valuable setups, and again, sometimes they'll be larger swing setups. You guys can see. Let me open this up, and you guys can see what I see here, right? This larger range is in play, and we just need a touch to the bottom here to get the larger range trade, right? But these are the type of setups I'll share with you guys, especially the larger swing setups. And I'll share some of the scalp setups as well that are very, very clean, either way before pre-London or even in New York where I'm not streaming, right? So that's the bonus that you guys will get with the mentorship. The other thing is, and the other reason why I share other setups in the stream that have already passed is because I want to show you guys that the range is still valid in different sessions, and the range still occurs day to day, right? It may not be as clear maybe in a London session or New York session, Asian session as well, because GJ, right? We're trading also the Japanese yen here, but just a reminder that the range will still occur even in off sessions. And it's a range that the exact ranges will occur at any time, right? Any given time, and it's just a matter of finding the right setups, right? So again, if it exposes itself outside of a range, a smaller range, right? So like this break right here was so clean, right? Right here you can see that. So now the third touch here, so you can see that this break right here, this last setup on this range, I would have held right all the way down, because why? Because look at the previous here on the larger range, it's fitting, right? It completed a setup here with the volume, right? So we were heavy in profit in this setup here, hit TP, and you can see the move down right here will be very valid here, right? In fact, I do believe it's going to come down here, and that's the move I'm waiting for now for this stream to get the reversal here, if possible. Obviously, looking at setting safe buy stops down here to get the clear setup here. But it is a Friday, right? So we have to be careful now. If it just relaxes here or ranges down here, we have to be careful. So the smaller range would be a better fit, and the larger range, we have to see if, again, we're going to get some good movement. I'm just taking a look here. So we have not much going on here for the day. Really not much, right? We do have the New York session opening here with some medium impact CAD news, but not much for the day, right? So we'll see to that. I'm just going to remove these just so it's out of the way. But yeah, clean range here. Ranges always are valid across all sessions, depending on the pair that you trade. Yeah. So again, I was not able to finalize the deal with the prop firm, guys. We're still in discussion. I'm going to have a secondary meeting with one of the largest prop firms top 5 largest prop firms in the world today, right? So I am in discussion with at least 3 of them. There's just an issue in terms of how we want to do the giveaway and what they expect of me and what I expect of them, right? For me personally, it's just going to be, the giveaway is just going to be, or the partnership. I shouldn't say partnership. The collaboration for me personally, I just want it just for the giveaway, but I guess they have other plans. They want to kind of add, extra conditions and so forth. So that's where I'm going to see if I agree on to all those terms. If I don't, then I'm just going to do the giveaway on my own. If they would like to partner up, any of the prop firms, they're welcome. But I do have certain conditions because, again, I don't want to get compensated from any of the prop firms. It's just going to be a giveaway promotion where, I'm going to increase my following at the same time and generally give it to anybody, right? But I have more news coming. I think midweek, hopefully early to midweek next week, I can get that out. And so everybody can benefit out of that as well, right? As far as the website is concerned, I'm finalizing that as well. Hopefully I just need one more week with that. And then the mentorship along with that is also getting ready as well. So, the Discord and everything is created, getting some assistance to help out as well, and some moderators to control the room. And so, yeah, so that's that. What's the mentorship price? So the mentorship price is going to be priced at 150 USD, right? So originally I did mention, if some of you guys were not on the stream earlier this week, I did mention the reason why I don't want to do a basic package versus a standard or premium package, and not at this time, is because I really want traders to benefit out of that. And I'm going to give it all, my 24/7 support nearly in the group to push what I like to push, right? So with the mentorship, when it launches, I'm going to be showing you guys what exactly I'm looking for, right? Or what exactly you guys will be getting in there. Again, I mentioned that there's going to be groups, right? So I'm going to be sorting you guys in groups in terms of what levels you guys are in terms of your understanding of the range, your understanding of the markets, and within those groups, I'm going to task, different assistants or moderators to, kind of work, with small groups. I'm going to be involved everywhere. So for me personally, my goal is to, make sure that I can get real traders out of the system and train them to the level where they can be independent on their own, right? If you want, I can help you with moderation in Discord. Just want to help you out. Don't need no payment. Keep in mind if you want to. Yeah, sure. I will definitely. I do have a moderator that I may be working with that has actually 2 large Discord groups, not involved with, not a trading group, but they're a part of 2, they're the admins of 2 large Discord with, I think, at least 10,000 members. So he might be on board as well, but definitely, as we grow, we're going to get a lot more involved, right? And I was talking to one of the members, course members, and they're mentioning that, and they're actually progressing really well with the understanding of the strategy. And they mentioned to me, because I do mention, on and off here that for me personally, I'm going to do this for 8 to 10 months and then go fully private. But he said that if you build such a great community, why are you going to just leave it behind, right? So that's a great question. And again, I have my reasons, which I'm going to explain in Discord. But he said, why not, maybe let one of your students run the group and continue the community. So that's certainly an idea I can leave behind, or I mean, not leave behind, but maybe think about. And as I will be training you guys, to get to the level where you guys can be independent, I may decide that maybe one of you guys can run the group, and I can be behind the scenes, from time to time, and continue to educate more and more about this strategy. And, from there we'll see, right? So good morning. And I am the one. Exactly. Yeah. I think a lot of you guys can be, you guys, are already showing consistency. But definitely, I think there could be many of you guys out there, right? So we can create that community. If some of you guys want to continue it beyond just my day-to-day work ethic within the group, at least for the first 6 to 8 months. If you guys would like to be a part of that and continue that on, I mean, I can definitely consider that point, right? I don't want to leave people hanging, as there's going to be new course members or new members with the mentorship coming each month to month. But let's see, right? I'm definitely open to the idea. But first, my first priority is to get, as many people as possible into the system and understand the system, and keep everything transparent, right? But I want to group everybody, because I'm going to be really, really serious, right? So I also thought about, reducing the hours on YouTube, and instead just, doing it privately with the mentorship members, right? So maybe doing an hour on YouTube and then going right to just the exclusive members. But we're going to start first grow the community to a level, and then we can focus on it, because all the hours that I'm putting in on YouTube, I could be putting it on the, in the Discord memberships, and work with you guys. So I have lots of plans, guys. I have lots in plans, and I'm really looking forward with all you guys. Work with you guys, understand the system, simple system. Many of you guys can benefit. I see a lot of algos out there, a lot of robot AI, a lot of different things that people say, which they're influencing a lot of newbie traders to get into, and just kind of automate everything. I'm telling you guys right now, I've done management. I passed over 200 challenges, with clients, and I can tell you that you cannot work that alone. You need enough experience to use some of those algos and some of those robotic, EAs and so forth. You need a lot of experience to even, control that. Even the best of the best may not use that all the time, and to the point where they may not use it at all. So I don't trust that at all. And a lot of, newbie traders, they don't rely on education. They don't rely on self-learning, and they don't rely on action taking. Instead, they rely on fast service, fast, quick, and quick buck. They pay for it, and then boom, they lose challenges. They lose, live accounts, funded accounts, and then they start right back at zero, right? Of course, the ones that are benefiting are the ones that are selling them that service, that dream, and that's not a pretty scene. So I'm going to be out here on a public platform, downplaying EAs and any infrastructure that kind of automates your trading, because that is not it, right? Especially not a Forex guru selling it on social media. That is not it. So that's for that. Let's see where GJ's at now. So we kind of do have a slight range here, right? Can it reach above here? And we do have, okay, let's look at USD-CAD as well. So this is not the clearest range, but you can see here that it can definitely reach here, and this fits more, I think, the 2-hour EMA here. Yep. So the 2-hour EMA, and then the 4 hours are fast approaching as well. Let's look at the daily here. So you can see it's part of a larger range as well. So it can definitely reach higher as well. But this is we're going into the large range, right? So it can definitely exhaust itself to the upside, but it may create a wick to the upside here as well. So I wouldn't be holding on to a swing setup, especially on a Friday into the weekend. So I'm going to look for a smaller setup here for USD-CAD. Let's see here. But with GJ, let's see the EMAs here, right? So it's trying to fall right back into this range. Range should be actually right here. We had shifted it just so I can see how far it can reach here. However, it's not the cleanest here, right? So there's a 5-minute EMA. Now will it respect that, and will it range right here with the bottom right here? It's a little early to kind of realize this, so we're gonna have to wait out a bit. I mean, what I could do, right? What I can consider doing is seeing if it can reach this 5-minute EMA and then set a sell stop here to the for the down move here. Let's see how many pips this potential range could be. 29.30 pips. So not bad. It's a decent size here. Let's see. And we just entered London opening. Yeah, not bad here. Let's see. So going to wait for a potential push above here. Let's take a USD CAD just for direction purposes here. So again, we could see this range right here. So definitely on the smaller end here. So again, I'm not looking at the larger ranges because it's a Friday and we had a lot of big moves already from both pairs this week. Could see a slowdown today. And a little bit of uncertainty, right? A little bit more of uncertainty this week. So due to the uncertainty, I'm not looking for a complete push here. Let's see. So again, we could see that USD CAD could come up here in the small range right here. However, there's room to move above. There's non-wick candles above here. So if it does not fit in here, it can definitely move above. You can see on the 30-minute candle, you can come all the way up here and push above as well, right? And actually, it is pushing as we speak. So I'm going to remove this for now just to see, does it continue up? Does it push above or does it not? GG, I'm going to look for the sells once it reaches its EMA tap here. But we still have some distance here, what, 14, 15 pips to go. So still a lot of movement left there to go. Alrighty, so let's wait up for that. All right, let's see if we get a good strong move here from GJ here to the 5-minute EMA here. Let's see. And so again, if I'll see as well for USD CAD, if it exhausts itself down here, there is a non-wick candle down here. If it comes back here, which is non-wick candles over here as well. So if it pushes back down, I'll look for the buys, right? The buys look more convincing for USD CAD because they have room to go up here. And again, I appreciate everybody attending the streams. You know, this week has been very gradual in terms of, you know, moving up in the concurrent viewers. So viewers at a single given time, you know, it started with, I think, 12 or 13, then 14. Then yesterday was the highest peak, right? So last 3 days we've been hitting new records. Again, nothing large compared to these larger streamers, but, you know, it definitely shows when you put work in, right? And consistency, the effort will pay off, right? In anything in life. And this is not just for me personally and trying to brag or anything. It's just, I mean, I don't know how I can be bragging about, you know, that many people showing, especially when there's much larger channels. But the idea that, you know, you can grow anything from any, just a small, you know, following to something that can grow to even, you know, much larger, right? So let's see. So 18 was the highest amount of concurrent viewers at a single given time. And let's see if we keep growing that, guys. I really appreciate you guys attending the stream. In fact, I really enjoy it because I can communicate with you guys more. There's more interaction with more people. And I definitely want to carry this into the Discord community as well, which, again, is going to be a next level mentorship. It's not going to be like just a genuine mentorship. It's going to be a stronger, more powerful, kind of digging down deep with everyone in there that has the same mindset in terms of succeeding in trading, and just looking for the right strategy. The right strategy is here. I mean, you guys can look at the streams over the last course of almost 2 months now on YouTube, and you guys can see for yourself. If you guys follow me on any of the platforms, you guys will see I'm going to be posting more payouts, whether it's member payouts, whether it's my own payouts, broker payouts, prop firm payouts. I'm going to be posting everything, right? Just to prove it to you guys that this strategy does work. I've already posted, I believe, enough payouts, but there's a lot more to come. So stay tuned, and you guys will see a lot more content coming out, and verifiable proof, right? Not any just MT4 or MT5 screens with the profit listed there. No, I'm going to be showing you guys the the bank transfer, from the broker to my bank, the prop firm to my bank, and then you guys can verify the details as well, right? Let's see. So it appears to me that USD CAD is coming up here. Again, I could list this, but this is just an idea of a top here, top end of the range here for this small range that we see here. Let's see, does it respect that? And for GJ now, is there a smaller range here, but there's an EMA up top there, right? So can we get that EMA tapped before GJ returns? So again, I can expect slower movement this week since we had powerful movements across both pairs that I traded, GJ and USD CAD. But let's see, could we indeed get at least slight movements here so we can get a setup or two? Secondly, I'm not going to be looking for larger setups today just because of the mere fact that it is Friday. Could be a slower moving day as we had powerful movements across the week. So I'm going to keep it just simple here. Okay, now as we're approaching the smaller setup here for GJ, we're kind of approaching the top end of the range here for USD CAD. Now, again, a lot of room to move up here. We're approaching a 15-minute candle here. Let me look at the 30-minute as well. Very interesting. So as I can take the buys here, I can take the sells. But again, GJ has room to move to the bottom end of this larger range, right? Which is pretty large. And then USD CAD has room to move to this larger range to the top here, which again has, a high conviction here. Whereas high conviction because of previous tops here and also non-wick candles above. So let's see. So I'm not that certain. I need a larger move above this range, potential range, for me to consider sells. And for GJ, same thing. I need a bigger push down here below the range to see as well. So it is pushing. Likewise, USD CAD is pushing. No non-wick candle, both of them right now. You know what? I may consider this. So GJ sell stops at, what would this be right here? 181.330. Again, that's if it reaches down here, but I would need it to push below here. Below here for me to consider that. Okay. For USD CAD again, I'm less convinced for USD CAD, but just gonna have these setups ready just in case, right? So I like to have the setups ready for you guys to see beforehand, right? I know there's streamers that will just do it last minute and say that they're gonna enter somewhere here and they enter without prior notification. But and again, I understand because they don't want to be wrong too often, so they don't want to really mention exactly where. But I don't mind. If we're here on a public stream, I might as well, show you guys where I'm looking at beforehand, as I don't do things on impulse. But so these would be sell stops here at, let me see here. What is this? So this would be around 137,270, 1.37270. Okay, where can I pay for mentor? So are you looking for mentor or mentorship? I know there are some individuals looking for one-on-one. I don't offer that right now. Just I think I can work collectively right now on a one-to-one basis. I would have to really consider that. But are you looking for mentorship or just a mentor? Just want to get that straight, right? If you're looking for mentorship, I am not accepting payments right now. I'm still in the works to launch the website, aligned with the mentorship and the Discord group and so forth. So I'm setting everything up right now. Good thing is for me personally is that it's the weekend coming up, so I can work, really hard, all across without the live streams. Although I love and enjoy the live streams, there's nothing against it. It's just that currently right now, because of so many things that I haven't launched, with a giveaway with a potential partner as well, a collaboration with a prop firm and so forth. It's crazy for me personally to see that even with just a much lower following than many other streamers and many other larger traders out there in terms of the social media presence, I'm still getting approached by brokers and prop firms. Till today, I'm still getting, they're emailing me, or they're contacting me on Instagram or on Twitter. I'm still getting approached by these prop firms. And, again, for me personally, it's a very, very hard choice to partner with somebody that I don't know their inner activities and I don't have control over the back end. So for me, that was a thing. But because of all these, prop firms approaching me, that's why I consider the giveaway. If they want to benefit off me in a certain capacity, whether they want to promote their, their firm and so forth, and they're willing to offer me free accounts to trade as well. But I don't want any compensation, so I won't be giving a discount code for any prop firm in the near future. That's just not what I can believe in right now. But definitely a free giveaway where there's no harm in terms of anybody getting the giveaway and so forth. I don't mind that, and as a one-off kind of collaboration, I don't mind that. So that's what I thought about. If they really want to approach me with that, I can definitely promote their brand here, but I don't want to make any compensation off that, as long as we can do the giveaway together, and it's a good fit for me because I can grow my following, in a genuine way as well, with the live streams and so forth, right? So they can see the genuineness, and from there I can go ahead and continue the live streams, right? But organically, I love that we're growing organically here as well. Again, a lot of members here know that we started from just 1 to 2 viewers, and then from there, now kind of averaging out 9, 10, 11, hit a high, nearly hit a record high each day this week, with the highest coming yesterday, right? So last 2-3 days we hit a high record each day. I think from 12 to 14 viewers at a single time, and then 18. So, all thanks to you guys, and appreciate you guys sticking by. I promise you guys there's lots more to come. I'm not done yet. I'm just getting started. In terms of, my social media or online presence here. I do have a tracker, plan of just 8 to 10 months before I go private. But again, we'll discuss that more in this Discord group, and I'll see how I can fit that in with somebody still leading the way when I'm not around, or at least not actively around. All right, so we're getting that GJ push here. So again, there is a smaller range in play here as well. You can see this, but I definitely want to capture 2 small moves, guys, with you guys, so we can end off the week really good. Love to get 1 or 2 wins before we, kind of close off the the stream for the weekend. So hopefully we can get a couple wins here. Be a really nice ending here, and I'm definitely gonna go enjoy maybe some latte or something with some donuts, right? But I love the interaction, guys. Looking forward for more interaction with all you guys. It's gonna get a lot, there's gonna be a lot more action. It's gonna get a lot more entertaining here. So, and I was mentioning to some of you guys a couple of days ago as well that once a few of you guys really get good steam of this strategy and system, I'm gonna bring you guys on the stream as well. Right? So some of you guys that are really distinguished with the strategy and system, really looking forward to talking to you guys on the stream and joining you guys on the stream. But let's get this going, guys. All right. Alrighty. So, all right, here comes GJ. So I'm looking for this. Again, I did draw this top end of the range here just because it was fitting in line with this. There was a breakout here. This is the news that occurred at the opening of the previous hour, right? 2 a.m. Eastern time for me, around an hour and 20 minutes ago. Let's get that tap here and let's see if we can set these sell stops. USD CAD here. You see how both pairs over here are lining up exactly the same way. So normally I wouldn't do that, but because they're lining up so correctly here, let's see. If we get a good push down from USD CAD, I'm looking for the buys. The buys will be more certain than the sells. So again, the reason why I put the sell stops here, because GJ was pushing down here, but now I reversed here. So let's see. One of these pairs may continue up, so I'm going to look for the more convincing one, just through my experience and so forth, and I'm going to take it, right? So let's see if this is coming through. Definitely want to give you guys a few wins, guys, before we end off the week. Right? Had a tough close, even though the last setup that was running did hit TP. I'm not sure, many of you guys took that trade, because I know that a lot of you guys take GJ instead of USD CAD on my streams. But let's see. Did anybody actually take the USD CAD setup with me that hit TP after the stream, even though we had set it up and it was running during the stream? If you guys did, I would love to hear that. And how far you guys let it run. So it was a breakout of a smaller range within range, and it broke out. Nice, there you go. So love to hear that. Held USD CAD to TP2, so ended up in profit. Actually, look at that, guys. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. And no, didn't take that, unfortunately. Only the GJ, but it took some profits before it break even. Perfect. Love to hear that as well. So active trade management. I love that you guys have certain rules as well. So, you guys are off a good start here. So we're definitely not done here, guys. We're really going to rake in as much as we can here. And just watch when the mentorship starts, guys. That's when the real action starts, because now I can actually collectively work with real serious traders. Because again, I'm not saying everyone that's watching right now is not a real trader or is not a serious trader. I don't know that. But I will verify each and every one of you guys on the Discord, in the Discord group, and make sure you guys are serious traders. My goal is to get everybody at least 6-figure funded in the Discord. We're gonna make everybody win. We're gonna win together. And I did get an email yesterday. I wasn't able to respond. I'm not sure if it's one of you guys on the stream here, but it was in regards to maybe doing a challenge live on the streams. Right, so I had mentioned a while back that I would love to do that. Right, take a challenge and show the trades as I'm taking it on the stream, and only take the trades that I take on the YouTube streams and show that to you guys live, and then pass the challenge, and then I can really prove it. And I think they mentioned that no streamer has done that yet. So for me personally, I would love to do that. I'm actually getting offered by the prop firms to trade on their accounts. So I'm finalizing a deal here with one of these prop firms. But again, I don't mind whether I partner up with not. That's just with the giveaway thing. But I sent it to you. Yes. Okay, perfect. So there you go, right? So I would love to do that. I did mention that let me just get a little bit more of a following here so more of you guys can benefit, right? I'm going to share the screen of, MT4, MT5. I use MT5 primarily. I'm going to share that screen, and then you guys can take a look at the actual trades. And so I'm really excited to do that actually, right? Because again, I love trading, guys. This is my full-time ambition here, my full-time role here as a full-time trader. One more proof to show you guys, or to tell you guys that it's a real deal. I live in Canada. So Canada right now is what, 3:30 a.m. right now, right? So I don't think I'll be able to work a full-time job if I'm up at these times, right? For somebody that lives on the East Coast in North America, it's very tough to stay up in this time and trade, and to do that consistently over days and weeks and months, because there's not many full-time traders that do that, right? And that trade Forex during the session, especially in that. I think there was a video of Raja Banks, mentioning that it was very hard for him to do the New York streams or the London streams, living in Canada, right? He actually lived not far from here, and so it's very, very tough, right? And if you're not a full-time trader, there's no way you're pulling those hours. So that should be something that should tell you guys as well, right? That I really do this. Let's see. Actually hyped. Yeah, honestly, I'm as hyped as you guys for the mentorship, because again, I'm really willing to put it my all and show the whole trading community, that if there's a mentor that actually works with the traders and has full-time support, and we're working together, we're going to conquer every prop firm out there, right? It doesn't matter whether you're a small-time trader, medium size, it doesn't matter. We're going to get it, and we're going to get it whichever our way. Again, there are some trade secrets, and some I think helpful advice that I'm going to share, but I'm only going to share with the mentorship group. And the reason behind that is because I don't know who is watching the streams. There's some serious things that I have to mention to you guys, and I learned that through doing management for clients, right? So I did pass a lot of challenges, but the emails that were kind of sent by the prop firms to those clients of mine, whether it was during funded accounts, challenge accounts, phase 2, phase 1, I've seen it all, right? I've seen every category of what could happen in any scenario with in terms of dealing with prop firms. So those details I can't share publicly, because if it's out there, then prop firms may move around that idea, right? So I can't wait to actually tell you guys on that, but I can only share that in a private meeting or private, kind of a setting. So we'll see when that happens. Hopefully in the next week or 2 weeks, we're going to get there, and you guys will see, right? A lot of gems will be thrown there, guys, and I'm excited to work with you guys, collectively, so we can make this happen and make trading a lifestyle, right? It's very tough on everybody already. One little, kind of help with trading and achieving this skill can take you very far, right? I wouldn't never say, I always thought, Forex can be a scam, is because I didn't understand how it flows. There are brokers out there that are out there for more harm, or less security for the trader than, obviously for themselves, but that's from a business standpoint. Prop firms, same thing. But the idea is that you as a trader, if you have the right skill, you can make money with scam prop firms. You can make money with unregulated brokers, or even regulated brokers. You can make money with all of them, because you are the type of trader that they don't want, but they have to keep, because they have to allow everybody to come in, right? So that's the catch. The catch is that you have to make as much money as possible from unregulated brokers, from prop firms, and put them in regulated brokers. That's the goal, right? And I'm talking about at least 6 figures that you guys can rack up and put them in a regulated broker eventually. But we have to make as much money as possible out of this. And the beautiful thing is, right, that 90+% don't make it, but we can increase that percentage, right? As traders, we can increase the amount of retail traders that are actually successful, right? And again, that'll still be a high number. If there's a million retail traders out there, of course, there's way more than that. But let's just say, example, there's a million traders out there, and us as a community are only 1,000 or 500. That's nothing compared to the overall market, right? If we're successful, we can still take a large share of that. And I guess the reason why I'm saying that is because even though we as a community can build up and become successful overall together, it still is not a large share of the overall market, which means prop firms won't be going away anytime soon, although there'll be regulations coming up. That's just how, everything's going to happen now. But we can still make a lot. And then, again, it's up to you guys whether you guys want to go fully private or not. That's on you guys. But that is, of course, my plan. But I'm going to talk more about that in my mentorship Discord group. I take the GTA trade yesterday and hit TP1 and made $80. Nice, excellent. There you go. Right. So the beautiful thing is, guys, I mentioned to you guys that we can take the same setup, right? Same entry point, same pair, same entry, and we can still come up with different results. 1,000 of us can take the same exact entry, and all of us could have different endings. Some could hit stop loss by the end of that setup. Some could hit TP, TP1, TP2, TP3. Some could break even. Some could, partial profits, close half at, a certain point, and the rest at break even. Everybody could have a different outcome. It all depends on how you manage your trade. As long as you're actively managing your trade, once you're in that trade, that's a positive sign of you getting somewhere in the trading scene, right? In your trading, in your personal trading, in your growth, in your trading growth. And let's see. What else is there? Okay. Sleep schedule must be messed up. Oh yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. It's really bad. Again, for me personally now, after these couple of months, guys, so we're entering winter season very soon in Canada here, right? East Coast. Yeah, so these couple of months now, I would love to travel to, warmer areas. So I am, soon going to plan to, as soon as I get the mentorship and Discord, everything set, and get a couple months into the streams here, and a couple months into the mentorship launch and so forth, get everything, a good hang with. At that point, I'm going to start traveling to different cities. And you guys will see that on Instagram. If you guys follow me on different platforms, you guys will see. I'll be sharing, some of the areas that I travel to. And it's not even the fact that I want to travel as much as far as the trading, scene is concerned. It's more so because I can get a better time zone, so I don't have to ruin my nights trading, right? So if I go West Coast here, so on the West Coast in Canada, there's 3 hours behind. So we will be right, just after midnight over there. And that's a comfortable time for me to trade. Just Canada, in Toronto right here is really brutal right now. So trading London session. But you know what? I love it. I can sleep in right after I do my setups. Although I'm not really sleeping in nowadays, just to kind of get everything out, out the way right now with the website, mentorship, giveaway, everything, just in live streams as well. Sometimes, getting, kicking into New York session and so forth. So let's see. But I plan to do a lot of things in the coming up month, and you guys will see all the progress if you guys follow me on different platforms. Let's see the next question here. Or I want to take a quick shower. Do you mean buy stops at 180? No, I do not mean buy stops. I mean sell stops, because I still feel GJ. So it broke out of this range right here, right? So let me show you guys this. So it broke out of this range. This is the tradable range that I took right here. This one right here, as I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, and then this one down here. And I could have held on here, but I let it go. And then now it's ranging in this. So it broke out of that range, and now it's leveling off in this area right here. And I'm looking to tap the 5-minute EMA. If it goes above, we always have a breathing room before we enter the sell stop. So I need it to break above that EMA so I can set the sell stops. If it continues going, it's perfectly fine. But that's not the setup I'm looking for, right? Currently. So I'm looking for a smaller setup here. And if it breaks above here, I'll look for the sell stops here, and it'll range in here because the move has still not completed on the larger range right here. You can see here, right? So I feel it's going to come and dump here, and this time it's going to dump below, right here. And I don't know if you guys remember, we did get stopped out on this move yesterday, but we actually got stopped out by 4 or 5 pips here, and it went completely our way all the way up here. So that was a setup, near setup miss, which is unfortunate, but the USD CAD 3 TP setup made up for it. So not too stressed about that because they still ended up profitable. And yeah, so I'm still looking for GD sell stops here, looking for that push above. I haven't switched to USD CAD yet, so let's see. Ooh, okay. So yeah, so look at this now. The sell stops are forming here. USD CAD buy stops would be more certain here now. Sorry guys, I'm talking a lot today, but it is a Friday, so I thought it's going to be a slower movement here, but nonetheless. Oh, okay, sorry. Is that what you meant? Okay, sell stops. Ooh, okay, right. Sorry guys. I did sell stops at 181. Yeah, you're right. The number is wrong here. My apologies. I should probably talk less when the setups are very close, right? 181,600. You're right. My apologies. So again, we're not there yet. Needed to push above, and USD CAD is pushing strong here. Wow, look at this. So let it come down. There's a non-wick candle down here. I'm going to look for 137. Let's do 140. So look at that. Things are lining up. Yeah, my apologies. I think I misread that. Kind of switching screens very fast here. Yeah, so looking for sell stops here. You're right, the number was wrong. Let me draw out the sells here. Again, I'm going to wait for the price to break that EMA here, the 5-minute EMA. I'm not considering selling before that. And right down here. So I think 20, wow, 20. That's a nice move down here. 26 pips we could do. Actually, let's keep it 25. I think 25 is healthy. Yeah, it's a large move here. Again, GJ could push up here as well, guys, but that's why I'm going to wait for a strong push to break that EMA before looking at these sell stops, right? Again, have to be very, very strict with this. Not trying to lose on a Friday, right? I want to try to secure these wins before we can go ahead and enjoy the weekend. So, going to have more safety here, so I would love for it to break above it at least, so we get enough breathing room to set these sell stops, right? 6 or 7 pips. That's not bad. But now willing to enter, prior to that, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whether GJ pushes all the way down. Let's take a look. And USD CAD here again, looking for a push down before I consider these. You can see that range is being respected here. Now whether I shift it up here, you can see the range is still being respected. But it did not give me this drop here. So if it doesn't drop past here, I'm not going to consider the setup. And with GJ, I'm still looking for the push above. We have a 15-minute candle close coming. Okay, another question. Good morning. Are there any prop firm that you could recommend? I've been trying to get through challenge giveaways that are posted on X. Again, I'm not here to promote any prop firms, but this is just my take. And again, I don't want you to hold me to that. I want everybody to do their due diligence, right? But there's some prop firms that are upcoming, right? I mean, they're not, they haven't been around for too long, but less than a year or a year about. But they seem very promising, which, at this point, I don't see a single complaint on giving a payout, right? So that's the first thing I actually look at. What are the payouts like? And not only the amounts of the payouts, but also the credibility behind the payouts, and if there's any complaints on Trustpilot, other sources on YouTube, or even on Twitter about the prop firm not paying out a trader, right? So that's one of the biggest things. If they have no complaints, then that's something that I find safety in with that prop firm. But FTMO is one of the biggest ones. I will talk about a little bit about FTMO in my Discord, and explain to you guys a few things, what to avoid and what not. But that's with a lot of majority of the prop firms, because I did do management. So the prop firms that seem promising right now are Funded Engineer and Funding Pips, right? So I find those two very promising right now, since they don't have a single complaint, as far as I know, about giving a payout to a trader, right? So unless you guys have any complaints about the firm or not, you guys can definitely share. And I'm definitely going to have a section, right? I already have created that section, but section of in the Discord group, where I'm going to mention which ones are promising and for what reason, what sources, and which ones to avoid and what's the reason behind that, right? And the reason I'm going to do that is because, again, to educate you guys on how to be, convinced if a prop firm is legitimate to a certain degree. There's going to be sketchiness with every prop firm, because the end goal for the prop firm is to be profitable, right? And a lot of these prop firms that are out there, I mean, I don't know if I should say all of them, but from what we know is that their profits are from the challenge fees exclusively, right? And because they're exclusive, with their primary source of income coming from challenge fees, it's in their best interest to make sure that they capture more losing traders than winning traders. And so you have to consider that, right? But at the most, again, I'm going to be posting that in the Discord, and you guys stay tuned, right? And yeah, so there's going to be a lot of educational things there. I'm also going to explain to you guys how we can take the same setups. Actually, no, you know what? I'm not going to mention that. Just because, again, I don't know who's attending here, and I don't want to mess it up for you guys. So what I should say is that I'm going to be verifying everybody that comes in, right? I don't want any member that's an affiliate with a prop firm or any broker out there, let's say, because that is going to go against what what we're going to work for, right? Especially working as a community, and so forth. So it's a very questionable thing, what I was going to mention, and a very debatable thing, and it's not in the best interest of the prop firm, right? And again, I have to tell you guys, I've won over 200 challenges in my management, which I'm going to post a video. I already have a video up. If you guys haven't seen it, that I passed over 120 challenges with full proof. I'm going to break it down further in the Discord group to show you guys, but I'm only looking for serious traders in the mentorship. And also I'm going to explain to you guys some of the tactics that prompt firms use. And, I was definitely going to say more about that publicly, but I know there's a lot of traders out there that have little capital. The prop firms are really the gateway. So I don't want to go out there and do that. It's also helped me personally, right, to make it. So I will say, for the profitable trader, right? For the trader that knows what they're doing, that knows their system inside and out, they will get payouts. For the ones that haven't a clue about a proper profitable system, they haven't tested it out, tried it out, they're going to continue losing and making the profit unprofitable. That's the unfortunate case, right? But nonetheless, yes, funding pips, funded engineer seem promising. And yeah, those two I would say definitely seem promising. The other ones I have too much skepticism. FTMO is up there as well, but I have a story about them as well, which I can't share here. But yeah, you guys will know. Okay, West Coast. Okay, nice. West Coast what? States or West Coast Canada? Did you mean maybe 180? Yeah, so I just fixed that. Thank you. Right, 180, 600 I'm looking for GJ. We're still looking for the push to the break the EMA and then look for the sells. I'm watching that as it is moving right now in real time. USD CAD, I need the push down here. I won't consider this push above here. Let's see. And okay, loving the streams with a lot of knowledge. Thank you. Okay, thank you for your response. Do you also trade CAD, JPY? No, I do not. I only trade two Forex pairs, which are GJ and USD CAD. And the reason is because they have inverse correlations. If one goes up, the other one goes down. But again, you have to be experienced in trading correlated pairs. They don't always move opposite directions at all times. You have to understand the session that you trade. You have to understand how they move on smaller times and larger time frames. You have to understand and really dig down deep with your pair, right? If you guys trade the same pair at GJ, then that's the double benefit because I can share my years of experience and you guys can match that with your experience and the price action that you guys see with it. And it's a kind of a double whammy here, and then you guys can learn that way. But if you guys have your own pair, I don't mind with the Discord group. I don't mind you guys sharing your pair and me analyzing it on a public, platform in front of everybody within the Discord. We'll have live calls and so forth. I don't mind. But at the same time, you guys have to study your pair. If it's not GJ or USD CAD, which I can give my experience, I can't go out there and give you guys my utmost knowledge of a certain pair that I haven't traded on, any given session, right? Even if it's the range ideology, understand which time frames, which sessions they move accordingly, how they move, with the fundamentals in play, right, and so forth. So study your pair at all costs, at all times, as much as you can. Go ahead and back test it on the weekends. Do whatever it takes. And once you start catching those ranges within that pair, this is going to be a masterpiece for you guys. I'm telling you guys. Just off the streams here, if you guys caught every single pair that just on the streams, and the trade ideas that I gave, within the stream, you guys would be profitable. We can calculate the exact percentage, but overall, if I look at the wins and the losses, right, we have minimum break evens. Even though recently we've been tapping some break evens, but they normally go one way. And it also depends if you can, how you manage your trade. But overall, we're looking at 73, 72%, even up to 75% win rate here. Right, so the win rate is high because we keep it at least to 1-to-1, and then we extend some setups to TP2 and TP3. But I believe that's how the way the markets are moving right now. The swing setups are very slow, and you have to wait for a breakout. It could take days and so forth for 100 plus pips. So you gotta have that proper assessment and see if the larger range in play. Right, so the swing setups in this strategy would be the larger ranges. So we caught some of those. I explained some of those on the stream. We see one of those right now as well. Look at this, right? Look at this setup right here. So you could see right here, this setup right here. Of course, if we were trading this, this is a little too early, but definitely would not trade, right away. You'd wait for this whole movement here and then push it down. You could see now this whole move can come right back down here. And that'll be a 2-to-2 setup. And this whole range right here, right? Which is a swing setup essentially. It's over what, 100 and almost 20 pips, right? And there's a larger range in play as well, which I can show you guys right here. Look at this, right? Can't tell me that the markets don't range in perfect ranges, nearly identical here, right? So now look, what happened was the two touches happened here. Now it's ranging in this area, and once it taps here, it could essentially come all the way back here as well, right? So again, first I tell you guys to make sure you guys tackle the smaller ranges, understand how your pairs move, how your pair moves, understand what ranges are effective versus other time frame ranges, right? So which time frame ranges are effective over other ones when a larger time frame range is in play, right? So all of that will take experience, a little bit of mentorship and guidance, and it can get you there. Once you start tackling which ranges are effective, the moves are very powerful, right? And you will get exact ranges with your Forex pair, right? And I do say Forex pair because with gold, from my experience, right, smaller ranges are not as effective, and it's riskier now for you to trade gold with smaller ranges, but larger ranges on gold are powerful, and those I do trade because I don't want to miss those, right? So you can decrease your lot size on larger ranges on gold and trade those. And those, for those who are looking for gold setups, I will be sharing in the Discord, right? So that'll be a bonus that I don't share on the streams, but I will be sharing on the Discord, right? I want to maximize the benefits that you guys get off the Discord and the private mentorship, while still offering something, for YouTube on the free platform, right? My voice switched up fast. I think that's probably for the comment that I was going to say, out publicly. But yes, there's again a few things, guys, that I can't share, and that's one of the reasons why I really love that there's going to be a private community, that I can't share some things from my experience of doing passing over 200 challenges with clients, right? So I used to do management, got really successful, and we got a lot of member payouts, right? Which I'm going to post on Instagram and so forth, and Telegram as well. If you guys don't follow me there, you guys can check it out. I'll be posting a lot of the member payouts that we had, so you guys can see more proof as well. I believe some of us knew what you're going to say. Okay. We'll see, right? Time will tell. Is your Discord free? I can't see the link in the description. No, I don't have the Discord in public notice yet, but it will not be free. And I as I mentioned, there's a lot of extra benefits that you guys get with that Discord. So I do have if you're looking for a free group, I have Telegram. But again, the Discord, the private mentorship, it won't be free. It's something that's going to be, a lot of work to set up as well, and a lot of work to continue to, get you guys to that level, understanding the strategy, and a lot of bonus setups given. You guys will have Zoom access during the live stream, so you guys don't have a 8 to 10 second delay on YouTube. So while the YouTube stream starts, you guys will have Zoom access, so that way you guys get instant. You guys get instant executions instead of having to wait 8 to 10 seconds. So right now, whatever I'm saying now, you guys will hear 8 to 10 seconds later, right? So that's a benefit that you guys will have with Zoom as well, right? And of course, now if I'm tying that with Zoom, there's cost there as well, and so there's cost associated. I'm gonna have some assistants as well, some moderators. So I'm planning this whole setup here, and I believe, again, because I mentioned here that there's certain things that I can't discuss publicly, because I don't want to ruin a lot of things, out in public for, a lot of small time traders, because there's actually benefits, for a good serious trader to make money out of prop firms and then go ahead and, go private. And I mean private as in go with a regulated broker eventually down the line. But I'll be sharing those things as well. And I don't want to have a free open door for everybody, because if there is prop firms or brokers watching, they may make those changes behind the scenes, which can hamper, a lot of traders' abilities already from, all the hardships that a trader has to pass a challenge and get to the funded account and eventually get a payout. So I don't want to ruin it for the rest of us. So I'm gonna have to keep that private. And again, there's a price to be private, right? So I'm gonna keep that as is. But you will be hearing about the Discord and the website launch very soon. That's the reason why I'm actively working on that, to get you guys, given that access. And again, it doesn't matter to me whether there's 5 or 10 people in there, guys. Initially, even some of the course members, if they don't take the mentorship, that's completely fine. I understand some are self-learners. They'll take the course, but they don't want to be a part of the mentorship. That's completely fine. But if there's 5 or 10 people, 5 to 10, 15, for me, that's very powerful, because if there's 5 or 10 serious traders that I can really work on initially, I don't mind working with you guys separately. You guys get more time with me. We build a ground level where we can eventually get there. And for me personally, it's a really good benefit, because now I got 10 or whatever it is, 5 or 10 or 15 people that start with me. You guys can get the head start. And I would love for you guys to be the example for the community and the strategy, and exemplify to everybody as well. So for me, I love that there will be less people in the Discord initially. Yep. It will be $150 a month. And again, I'm hoping to start in November. I'm really pushing it, guys. I got the developers working on the website really actively as well. But I do want to have the right design for the website. I don't want it to be cheap out on the design. So I'm spending a lot of money with the developers as well. But to get out the right product there, right? And one more thing, guys, there will be a giveaway each month, right? So because I appreciate everybody, whether that's purchasing a challenge for the top trader of the month within the group, there's going to be a giveaway of some kind, right? So I have to appreciate every trader's ability to make the most out of their setups and to actively push the strategy right out there. For me, that's a benefit as well, because it solidifies what I'm bringing out to everybody out here, right, in terms of the strategy. So 5 or 10 people, I don't mind. I'm gonna love it, and I'm gonna be excited as I'm streaming here, just because I can work with less people, and I can really show what the powerful strategy that there is on display here, and that you guys can achieve from as well. And so I'm excited as you guys. I'm telling you guys, I'm really excited for the Discord, because there's a lot in plans. And let's see how far we go with that. Just followed your IG. Okay, thank you, appreciate it. Again, I started posting a lot more on IG now, because I understand that a lot of people want to see, like, okay, well, if he's really trading like this, if he's really achieving the, he's definitely living a certain lifestyle. I kept it very private. I didn't show my face, guys, for the longest time. I still really don't show my face, because I really, really want to keep myself private. I still feel that. I've been, kind of asked to get interviews because of when I posted the video of 120 challenges passed, right? Just what one single strategy. I did get, asked to get on some podcasts and so forth. I'm not ready yet. I don't feel I want to do it right now. For me, I'm kind of a behind the scenes guy, so I like to keep it that way for me personally, and also because of privacy as well. Just because if I'm known in my local city as well, there's been a lot of high crime rates, especially in my city right now, right? So the crime rate is very high, and I don't think it's the right time for me to get out there in public right now. So okay, guys, we still did not get the tap. So because the insurance wasn't there with the EMA tap here on GJ, I am not taking that risk to set that up, because there is potential for GJ to push up here, and USD CAD likewise needed to push down further to see something out of this. Again, no top wick on this current candle. Again, I'm trying to get you guys, two valuable setups here for both USD CAD and GJ. I think we are approaching one setup very soon. So let's see. But this GJ setup again is not doing as well here. No top wick. Does it push down further and before, it comes right back up, or does it continue pushing down? I'll have to consider the buy stops at this point if it comes down here. So let's see. It is the new hour candle here, and look at that. So you can see that it is definitely ranging here, but no top wick on the current candle. And yeah, but respecting the range regardless. And again, I try to avoid the instant executions just because it doesn't line up. I have done it on the stream a few times, but again, for the most part, I like to keep it more secure and safe. And if I practice that on the stream, you guys will also practice that individually as well, because I don't want to force you guys to take instant executions. Not right away. Eventually, once you guys get used to the pair and the movement and understand how it moves, and when the EMAs line up with the top end or the bottom end of the range, at that point you guys can understand to take those entries, which can be classified as sniper entries with zero or to a low amount of drawdown. Right, this week and last week we captured many entries safely without any drawdown, but that was still a sell stop or buy stop in place. Right, so keep that in mind. And again, I'm not getting that push. I can adjust this range right here, but I'm not getting that push. And if I'm not getting that push, I'm not satisfied enough to take that setup. Right, so need it to move. Again, you can see now is the 1 hour candle, no top wick. It could pretty much fall right back and push above and then come back down. Right, so I'm not willing to. I did mention that it may be a slow day today, slow session. Really, trying to get a setup here for you guys to see that we can end off Friday with a nice clean push, for 2 setups here. But if we don't get that, it's going to be unfortunate that, we may have to end the stream without a setup. But again, setups are in place as far as the idea is concerned. Just waiting for the moves to kind of properly get into place here. So this would be what, 12, 13 pip. Let's do 12 and a half. I think that's fair. Yeah, more than enough. So again, need USD CAD to push below here. Looking at, where's 40 here? Right there. All right, here it's coming. It's coming. It's fast approaching here. Okay, nice strong push. This is the new hour candle here. You can see a new hour candle here. Ooh, okay. So I can see down here that it may be in this range. Okay. Okay. I'm going to avoid this for now, guys. Let me see something here. So the 30-minute EMA is right there. But we have the 1 hour candle here. Let's see how far this 1 hour EMA is. About 10, 11 pips from this. Yeah, and let's see GJ as well. So we have GJ up there. Okay. Yeah, so we're just going to wait out longer. We can still anticipate the move to come down. It just may take a longer time, but you can see this. If we adjust this as well. Look at this. Look at this. Right, if it definitely pushes down here. So I'm going to wait for a stronger push down. Right, look at that push. Look at that. And GJ likewise as well. So kind of this EMA was kind of just setting up here. And it's kind of lining up with this, bottom end here. Let's look at the 30-minute. Yeah, you can see now this is looking much more clear and evident. So do I wait for the 1 hour here? Let's see how far that is. It can certainly make that push because there's non-wick candles down here as well. So that was the idea here. Look at this. Non-wick candle here, non-wick candle here. and it lines up with the 1 hour EMA here, right? So, and here comes GJ. Again, I'm not entering these guys yet. Make sure you guys have the volume on. I'm going to wait. I have a feeling that USD CAD can come down and tap and fill these non-wick candles here and tap the 1 hour EMA here before it moves up. I have suspicion of that. And look at the range here. It looks pretty exact from this stance right here. Right? So right here and right here. Yeah. With the non-wick candles down there. Okay. What does it mean that there's non-wick candles? Okay. So when I mean non-wick, I mean that there's candles here that have no top wick or bottom wick. Right? So on this candle, you can see there's no bottom wick on this 5-minute candle right here and this 5-minute candle here and this one right here as well and this one. Wow, look at this. How many non-wick candles down here do we have here? Some of these might be 15-minute candles. Yeah, there's a 15-minute non-wick bottom wick candle. So what it means is to fill that up, price is going to come down and fill it up, meaning it's going to pass that. So now we do have that non-wick kind of filled up with this candle. And if it comes down and breaks here, it filled that non-wick up. So normally, again, this is historically speaking, whenever there's a non-wick candle, whether it's on a 5-minute, 15, 30, any time frame, price will definitely come back and fill that up in that sense. It'll come back and surpass, above or below that, non-wick candle. And so that kind of means filling it in, right? And of course, now in the smaller time frames, that fill-in will happen faster than higher time frames, right? And because of everything lining up here accordingly, right? So you can see now, let me remove this. You could see how the 1 hour is lining up with the non-wick fills here. So the non-wicks can be filled with this current candle. And there's a 1 hour EMA lining up with that as well. So now the idea here is that this certainty kind of gets removed here because of the larger range in play. And you have to catch that on pretty fast. You can see how as soon as I switch over to the 1 hour, I immediately realized that there's a larger range in play. Although it may not, be active right away, but because of the strong push with the 1 hour, candle, I feel that this could come all the way down here. So a better entry would be somewhere down here. I'll catch you Monday. Okay. Not a problem. I appreciate you attending the streams. And again, looking forward to seeing you on the streams as well. You are a part of the community now. So you're welcome anytime. And hopefully, we have another really good week next week. So take care. And hopefully you have a good weekend. And again, still waiting for GJ. You can see how desperately GJ comes up and kind of teases that EMA, but does not hit that EMA. And you can see now how sellers right here can be faked out, right? So I learned my lesson over time, and you can see now barely any time I will not follow my rules, right? I mean, actually anytime I'll not follow my rules and allow that. So if, let's say I just wanted to, avoid that and continue down, yes, sometimes you may get that wick, but that was an hour opening candle, right? But most often than not, the EMA will come back and get tapped before it comes down. But we don't want to rush and draw down on, typically every trade. So we have to be careful with ranges and EMAs lining up, right? So now you can see, look at that. USD CAD is exhausting its way up, and look how it's pushing right down, right? This is the experience that I'm talking about. And the reason why the mentorship would be important initially for the trader to follow the strategy, because of this experience that I'm showing you guys here, right? Once you build this experience over time, it took me years, right? But it also took me years to build a strategy and the entry components, right? The conditions, the factors that affect how I exit and enter. But the whole system in play, it took me some time, but just overall the experience and understanding how the pair is moving, that is a separate amount of time that it will take a trader to understand, right? So with me, again, there will be a certain level of, let's say a shortcut that I can bring, to you guys in terms of my experience, and which again you guys can learn or already have learned to some degree on the streams. Right, you can see now right away I avoided the buy stops because again I saw this powerful move down. Right away I felt that there was indeed something here, and I can slightly adjust the top end here like this, and this is in play. Okay, still waiting for the GDA to push up, so you can see how it's been ranging in this zone, and yeah, still waiting for the tap above, and then the sell stops would make more sense, right? And again, I'm going to be looking for more room above the tap here, maybe somewhere over here. Let me look at the 1 hour here. Yeah, the 15-minute EMA is there, but once it crosses the 5-minute, I'm looking for at least 4 or 5 pip move above before I catch, the bottom end there. And here comes USD CAD, guys. Okay, so this setup is what I'm really liking now, because this is lining up pretty nicely. This is really lining up pretty nicely here. And yeah, okay, guys, so I'm going to consider these buy stops for USD CAD here. Let me just take a look here. So I need to readjust this. So 137.80. Okay, we can do that. 137.080. Yeah. Let me just adjust that. And now we got a nice, nice room here to have a 1-to-1. Again, I'm going to just keep it 1-to-1, guys, even though it can move above that as well. Just as Friday, keep it chill. It's been a profitable day every single day except one break-even day on Tuesday. If you took every setup with me, and just trying to keep it profitable but healthy on a Friday here. And here comes GJ as well. So I'm going to wait for both setups to push below my potential entry here, so I can secure this here at 80 here. And so I'm looking for at least kind of a push down at this level right here. So a 3 to 4 pip move down now, and then I'll set these sell stops or buy stops for USD CAD. So another 3-4 pips down, here it comes, and the EMA tap right there, right? So actually no, I'm going to look for the EMA tap actually, sorry. So let it come down here. Yeah, let it come down here. Let's see. All right, GJ is pushing up as well, guys. Again, I'm going to look for a big push above. I don't like the bullish momentum here on this 1 hour candle here, right? So I don't like that bullish momentum. So I'm going to let it push, at least 4 or 5 pips above this before I consider the sell stops for GJ. And likewise with USD CAD, I need a tap of the 1 hour EMA. It's too close to the bottom end of the range for it not to be tapped. And if it doesn't tap it and pushes up, it's perfectly fine. I rather miss the setup than get in the setup and get in drawdown right away, right? I'm not going to risk that. We have to be very, very strict with the strategy, right? So that's one thing. You have to be grounded and strict with the strategy to the level where, to the level where you will not break the rule. And in any game, in any fashion, in any sport, it may be possible to kind of cheat the game to a certain degree, but with trading, you cannot do that, right? You cannot do that because it will come back and bite you. There's bigger players in the game that are not actively hunting you down. However, we have to avoid their liquidity grabs and so forth, right, along the way. So let's see, you're patiently waiting here. We need the EMA tap. How many pips away is it? About 4 pips. Yeah, perfect. This is a perfect safe entry, guys. And I love the fact that it's moving along like this. Strong bearish, 1 hour candle here. The next 1 hour candle is still, still a long time to go, right? So I think it's okay. Yeah, it's pretty decent. 2 hour is 2 hours way down there. Can you continue the push? And then the 4 hours way below there. All right, if we can consider that this is a setup, but no. Yeah, no, it doesn't look clean. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with this. The 1 hour looked clean, and that's why I stuck with adjusting the buy stops. All right, always have to look at a higher time frame. If it's complying, that's perfectly fine. And we got this range set up here. So you can see how this range is really valid here, right? So for us to take this, again, need a stronger push. I'm going to draw a horizontal ray here, or just place a horizontal ray area so we know when we switch over different time frames, we know where that ray is. So it's down here. So we need a tap of that before I can consider these buy stops, placing the buy stop. Oh, here's GJ. Okay, so the 15-minute EMA is above there, but we do have a strong push here. I'm still considering setting these sell stop, but I need a stronger push. We have a 5-minute close coming any second now. So if I can get another stronger push above, I'll set these sell stops. And with USD CAD, I'm still waiting for the push down here before I take these as well. So look at that push. Okay, nice strong push. We have a 5-minute close coming. In less than, look at that push. Not ready yet. I'm going to wait for the 5-minute close here. Let's see what type of push we get here. It's not yet. Let's see. Okay, still waiting. Still waiting here. Let's see. Oh, wow, that's a long minute right there. All right, here it comes. So we need one more push above. If we can break that wick above here, I'm going to be placing these sell stops for GJ. Oh, here comes USD CAD as well. So again, I need a stronger push above. If you can get one more push from GJ here. So needed to break above here. I'm not certain yet because it still has room to move up. If we can get that break here, I'm going to be setting these sell stops for GJ. And USD CAD here, I'm looking for that tap here down here for me to set these buy stops. So everything's moving along perfectly well right now. Again, GJ, I don't feel it has exhausted itself to the upside. So not going to set these sell stops yet. Not confident. It didn't give enough room for me personally. Again, because I do see that bullish momentum. So I'm going to wait for it to potentially cross above the previous wick high before I look for the sell stops. And for USD CAD here, it's a nice push. The EMA is very close here now. Indeed, it was 3.5 pips away. It's 4.5 pips now. Again, no bottom wick on the previous two, and still it has not come down and filled up these non-wick candles here, right? No bottom wick on these 3 candles, 5-minute candles, and even the current 2 5-minute candles. So a lot of uncertainty there. So I will not take this setup yet. And here GJ comes down. You could see now I still, for me, it doesn't fit my plan yet, right? Needed that push above, but if you had taken it, it would have tapped you in, and since I do believe that it's going to come back up, it would have tapped you in, and it could have flown right back up, into drawdown, right? I mean, it would already be in drawdown right now as we speak, but again, needed that push above to get that, more confidence of a setup here. You can see how it's rejecting here. Could continue back up. And with USD CAD, look at this. Look at this, guys. This is what I'm talking about. It's coming to fill this up right here. And we could get that push down now. So look at this in real time. 2.5 pips. Looking for that push down. And I'll be certain to set these. And look at GJ, guys. Look at this. Everything is working as we speak in real time. Can't make this up. Need a push above. I need a break above this wick here for me to be certain here. And USD CAD is lining up as well. Perfect. Loving this right now, guys. Let's get another stronger push here. No. Let's see how many pips we are above. About 6.5. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and place these sell stops for GJ. So 181,600, and it's a 25 pip stop loss versus a 25 pip TP. 181,600 right here, and 181, what is it, 850 as a stop loss. 181,400 is a TP, right? 1-to-1. And USD CAD here still waiting for the tap of the 1 hour EMA right here, but you can see that it did indeed fill up these non-wick bottom wicks here for these candles. And here comes the tap, guys. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and place this buy stop as well for USD CAD. GJ, oh wow, G just completed. Oh, look at this. Ooh, guys, I'm out. I told you guys only one TP for GJ. Wow, look at this. Ooh, guys, who got this setup? Let's go. It's a wrap. Told you guys right from before. I'm not taking a second chance at this. This is a wrap. This is a wrap. Nice. Okay, guys, I'm placing buy stops on USD CAD here. So let's go, guys. Everybody W's. Let's go. Again, I'm really hoping that you guys set the TPs here, guys. I'm very strict with that. Without that, this would have been a very, very bad trade, right? Because it would have just wicked right back up. But look at that. It's clean range here, guys. It doesn't mean that it won't come right back down. But wow. Look at that. And here comes USD CAD, guys. I'm still setting this up as well. And this is a tap in here as well, right? So we got 17 pips both ways. Look at it right now, guys. 17 pips both ways. And it's 137,080. We got 137,250 as the TP. And 136,910 as a stop loss. And again, this is only one TP today, guys. Friday, I'm keeping it easy. I'm out of GJ. For me, GJ is a wrap. This was a 1. I mean, I didn't see that coming until I looked at the MT5 here. Boom. Thought I didn't place that trade for a second. But it just wiped out, closed up. And look at that, guys. Amazing setup here. So yeah, I guess the trade took maybe 5 seconds, 2 seconds. And USD CAD is still an active trade here. So what I'm going to do, guys, here, I'm going to adjust the buy stops here, guys, to right here. So this got to be quick. Again, if you're using MT5, you can just slightly adjust. But if you're not using that, I advise you guys do that. 137. What is this? Let's do 60. 137,060. And I'm going to re-announce the TP and stop loss here. TP at 137,230 and stop loss at 136,890. Again, this was a 2-second trade, guys. Everybody that took it, gave you guys ample amount of time to set this up. And it completed in what, 2-3 seconds, right? This is not ideal, guys, but at the same time, this was a W, so it wasn't ideal for the movement to happen like that, right? Look at that 1 minute right here. Look at that. Push right down, got our TP, and got out. I advise you guys to not hold on to such setups for Friday. I'm not looking for setups, even though the setups could potentially move that way. Was not looking for the setups today and had a profitable week. Now we got one setup left. After USD CAD setup, guys, I'm not trading for no more for the day. No New York session, no more London session for the day. For me, the week is done. It's been a heavily profitable week. In fact, each day was profitable except for Tuesday, which was a break-even day. So just an amazing movement here. Now, if USD CAD continues to push down, it's approaching the 2-hour EMA now. This will be voided. But you can see the 50-minute candle has no top wick here. But it's pushing strong here. And love that you guys got this set up as well. It still hasn't. Okay, nice. So it seems like many of you guys took that trade, right? Very nice. And again, for any of you guys that took the setup but did not, put in your stop loss or TP, guys, this is why it's critical, right? And I've mentioned to you guys, if you guys have multiple positions open, so sometimes I may have a TP1, TP2, TP3, right? Considering, and I mentioned this ahead of time, right? Sometimes I let runners run where I have to close manually, but for some trades exclusively, even you guys can watch the stream back today, I mentioned that I'm only looking for 1-to-1. I'm not looking for more than that for a Friday, for a GJ or USD CAD. Even I mentioned here, USD CAD can complete this move and can come up here, but I'm not looking for the runners. It's a slow moving Friday. Friday can be tricky, right? Because it can be slow, but at the same time, it can move against you as well, right? So it's very important that you understand these things, and experience will get you there. Yeah, so exactly. Looking for the buy for USD CAD. Yep, likewise. The thing is, now there's a 2-hour EMA down there, and there's a range in play, the larger range in play here. But the current candle has no wick, right? And it's crossing the 1 hour, but it hasn't closed. The 1 hour has not closed yet. In fact, the 1 hour has half an hour left to close. So for this reason, we can see a retracement, right, from and a rejection of that EMA, which is the the horizontal red line here. And we can see that it can retrace back and reject the 1 hour and come right back. And that's what I'm looking at. Now the 30-minute also closed with no bottom wick here. That's not necessarily good, because if we get a strong bullish push here, we're going to be tapped in. Let's see. So we still have ample amount of time here to decide here. We got, what, 3.5 pips here before it comes to the TP here, or sorry, the entry point. Never mind. So it did create a bottom wick here. So now we're okay if it does come right back up. And I think the entry is pretty safe, guys. So I'm still considering this. It's coming right back up. I was away from the PC for 5 minutes. What a manipulation on GJ again. Yep, it was a manipulation, but to our direction. And in fact, if you didn't have a TP set, you'll still be in profit right now, and it wouldn't have had hit stop loss, right? But again, I also mentioned that it's critical that you guys understand, if you guys are following multiple TPs, then I advise that you guys have, if you guys are not fast enough, this one there's no way you could have caught and closed out here. This just happened in seconds, right? But the setup is still valid right now. But again, I wouldn't be trading this again. As I told you guys, I was only looking for one setup on GJ today. And here comes USD CAD. Let's see. So if you're away from the PC, does that mean that you didn't catch the GJ setup here? I suppose so, right? Even though there's a manipulation here, guys, it still respected the range, which is valid. The other one, on the other hand, where was that move? Now, I'll tell you guys something. This manipulation that day was over 100 pips right here. It did break out of that and disrespect the range, so to speak, but it still respected the larger range, right? Look at the larger range. When you guys watch, the markets with the range in play, it looks so beautiful and so exact, but it respected this range, although it defied the odds there, right? Now today, the manipulation did happen here, and you can see that quick wick down there. However, let me just look at USD CAD here if we get tapped in here. No. We did get that manipulation here, but it worked in our favor because it respected this range, right? Which again, I had showed you guys from, it setting off. And that's the aha moment or the watershed moment. Once you start, these ranges start clicking, which ranges are valid to trade, right? Because then you have this kind of advantage, right, in terms of over the markets and so forth, that you understand now which ranges are applied. And I'm not saying 100% of the time I'm right. No, I'm not right 100% of the time, but 70, 80% of the time, I am right, right? And that's where you capitalize now. Of course, trade management also plays a role as well, because now every trade may not hit TP, but you can secure enough profit and benefit off, your system and strategy that you have in play, because you understand which ranges are valid for that, time frame or for that session, and you can make a decent amount of profit from that, right? So you could see that it respected our range here. Nonetheless, the other manipulation, from GJ that day respected the larger range, which again stopped us out, unfortunately. But that's okay. Look, it came down here, now it's coming back up here, so it still respected range both ways, right? And here USD CAD is still around the 1 hour EMA. I still have this as a potential entry point, but we haven't gotten there yet. We got close, but we never got there fully. But nonetheless, if you are, again, I still should mention this again, if you are planning on taking more than one TP, right, then I advise that you open multiple positions, right? So for example, if you're going to open one lot on a single setup, let's say, I advise you open up 2 positions, let's say of 0.5 lots each, and one have the TP1 target, and one have an open-ended target with, of course, a stop loss. So in that same fashion, if you were trading this with 2 positions, one would one would have already hit TP, the other one would have obviously gone right back, but still had the stop loss set. So that's how you can divide the positions up if you want to let runners run, and that's a very I think that's a better way than closing out with the open end TP, right? Have a stop loss set, but have an open end TP on a single position, and having to close at TP, because then you would have missed this setup here, right, for the full position. So sometimes it's valid, sometimes again you have to be careful, and that's through experience. It's a Friday. I kept mentioning today on the stream, this Friday, I'm taking it slow. It was a profitable week so far. I'm taking it slow. I'm only looking for the 1-to-1 setup. Even though the larger setups are nearly ready, right? The larger setup on GD is nearly ready. If it comes and pours down here, and I can catch the whole setup back up here, right? So this is the current range GJ is in, right? And I mentioned that, yeah, I'm looking for the bottom end right here, but I don't mind, even the trade coming here, and let's say even from late London session or pre-New York session, it pushes up here. I'm not going to take that setup because it's a Friday and we can have a lot of manipulation, and I'm going to let it go, right? So I mentioned over and over again on today's stream, I don't normally do that, because if it's midweek or if it's early in the week, we have time, ample amount of time for the pair to move, which it did all across this week, and taking it slow and safe today, right? And again, there's not much fundamentals in place, so we won't might not get much exhaustive, movement from either pair. But nonetheless, again, USD CAD still waiting. If it doesn't reject the 1 hour here, it's certainly going to go push down to the 2 hour here. So now we can take a look. For example, if it does come down here, then I would adjust this range right here, which would mean that this range is in play, and then the buys would be valid below the 2 hour EMA, and price could even reach the 4 hour EMA down here. We don't know, right? If it drags on, guys, I'm going to avoid these buy stops. So we're going to look for the hour close. If the hour closes below that 1 hour EMA, which it looks and appears that it will, then I'm going to avoid the USD CAD buy stops and let it go. Probably end off the stream, guys, because now the 2 hour can be tapped, and then the 4 hour can eventually be tapped as well. We have a 4 hour close coming in less than 23 minutes, and we can see a push down all the way down to the 4 hour EMA. And again, it is a Friday, so we can see it slow down when it comes here and then push it down further and further. And I don't want to drag on the stream and drag you guys on further for maybe, a non-setup eventually. So we got the setup. Some of you guys did capture that move. So, happy for you guys. For some of you guys that waited, no issue. It's okay. We come back stronger. But again, if USD CAD does not reverse from the 1 hour EMA here before the 1 hour close, which is also the 2 hour close and the 4 hour close, big, candle closure coming. If it does not reject here, then this setup will be invalidated. And that would be it for today's stream, guys. No point of over risking it. It's been a profitable day every day this week, other than Tuesday, which was a break-even day. And this GJ setup, was clean. Literally captured in a few seconds here, but happy that it went our way, but it respected the range more importantly, right? As long as the play, or the setup was according to our game plan, right? And we followed it strictly, right? So I mentioned to you guys multiple times here that I'm looking for USD CAD, GJ, to break above the EMA and give enough of a break above right here. So right here it was that I wanted the new 5 minute. It came down, tapped. It potentially could have tapped us in, which I avoided, right? And there's reasons because of such movement. And then it broke above this candle. At that point, set the sell stops. We had a good few minutes to set the sell stops, the TP, and all this was already given out, by the way, right? It was just a matter of setting it up, having it, in hand or on desktop, MT4, MT5, right? Quick and easy, setting that in, and then literally in seconds, it blew through and hit our TP. So a powerful move here, respected the range, nonetheless respected our game plan. We were strict with waiting for the EMA tap, right? So I mentioned to you guys in real time, over and over again, going to wait for a break above that EMA, and then the next 5 minute candle, I'm going to wait for it to push slightly above, so I have an ample amount of time and an ample amount of room to set the sell stops for GJ before it goes. So you guys, if you guys want to watch the stream back, I recommend you guys watch it so you guys don't think that I'm just kind of making this up on the spot since it went my way. But watch the stream back today and see how much time we had to set this up and have everything in order. I mean, this I wrote, way back, and it worked out in our favor. Now, let's look at the 2 hour EMA. So it's very close. Now the 2 hour EMA is very, very close to USD CAD, where the price is. So I think these will be voided. This range seems more valid now, but again, I'm not looking to over risk here just because this could drag on all the way not only to the 2 hour EMA but also to the 4 hour EMA, which is going to be a huge drag here. Let's see here. Does it push up? There is a bottom wick here. Do we get a movement up here to close the 1 hour above there? But it's a large movement here. No. Seems like it's too far away now. 10, 11 pips already. Yeah, guys, this does not look a clean move. We got, less than 20 minutes left. and this continues to pummel down. So you can see now the fact that let's look at the 30-minute candle, 15-minute candle here. So this 15-minute candle has no top wick here. And that's when kind of led me for the certainty once it crossed to tap the EMA, the 1 hour EMA, that the buy stops would be set. Unfortunately, it continued down here, and GJ may continue up here. It just continued to push down. So could not do much about that, but definitely voided them, right? Had enough room once it tapped the 1 hour EMA, all the way pushed down here quickly. We had about 6 pips, of space there. Came up close, right about 1.5 pips away. But generally the spread will be lower for USD CAD, as I mentioned, over and over on the streams here. So should not have tapped in for you guys. And still waiting. But the 1 hour, again, if it doesn't, push up bullish here, which it doesn't seem like it will, right? You can see the 2 hour EMA is too close of a call that these buy stops really will be invalidated here. Yeah, it's too much of a push here. Again, you guys will see from time to time I will be switching between GJ and USD CAD, even if I'm not trading GJ. It's just to kind of see the inverse correlation there being applied in real time. So that does help at times. Now we got 15 minutes left, 17 minutes left. Another 15-minute candle to come before the what is it? The 4 hour candle to close. But yeah, it's not looking good as far as the setup to come back, right? And we don't want it to come all the way back up here and then tap us in. So guys, I'm gonna void this setup. Unfortunately, guys, I was really hoping that I wouldn't have to do that, but it just continued to push through. Look at this huge bearish push of a candle here. Wow, look at that. I have no idea what's happening with XX and JPY pairs this week. Yep. It's been an interesting week nonetheless. I mean, somehow did not miss or did not have a negative day all week. But, again, if you apply these certain measures, you apply safety, you apply strictness, right? Again, some people will strictly take the mentorship or just a stream just because they want to, kind of have that mindset, with or share that mindset with others. Even if they're trading alone, they like to collaborate, collectively, just because that can help their trading as well. Another thing, where the mentorship will be very valuable is because we're going to start taking accountability, right? It definitely brings about accountability and responsibility, because now you have to, own up and show up and prove to, other traders that, you're taking valuable setups and so forth, right? So the way I'm going to make it is very interactive because, again, if you're a serious trader and you want to make it to the next step and you want to understand the strategy to the fullest, interaction, understanding of the system, breaking it down, taking setups, whether it's individually or collectively, and framing your, trade management accordingly. All of those things, when applied, is going to make you the better trader, right? So accountability is going to be huge in the mentorship. Responsibility, taking responsibility, active trade management. These factors are really going to push you to become a better trader. So for me personally, these live streams actually have helped me immensely, right? For me personally, I fought my battle alone, to get there, but these live streams have only, helped me even more to just continue to be more strict and more strict, right? To my game plan, follow it through, and not have to worry about what happens to the setup as long as I follow my game plan, right? I have bragging rights over this setup here, even though manipulation, completed the move in 2 minutes, or sorry, not 2 minutes, 2 seconds, I still believe the setup would have been valid, and it would have been a slower movement. Maybe it could have took 15 minutes, 30 minutes. The setup would still have completed. But it went faster, right? But we applied our game plan. We patiently waited. We patiently waited through all of this right here, guys. All of this we patiently waited from here to here. This whole was what was it, about an hour and a half plus. Patiently waited, looked for that breakthrough, waited for the next 5-minute candle, pushed down, still waited beyond this, came up here, and then set the sell stops, which we already had in mind, the TP and SL and so forth, right? So this was a beautiful execution on my part because I followed my game plan. I followed, putting the stop loss comfortably, TP, 1-to-1, understanding that it's a Friday, understanding that I had a really profitable week, and that I would close a 1-to-1, no runners, single position, tapped it within seconds and gone. Right? So perfect game plan here that executed in a few seconds, but the manipulation, or I mean, if you want to call it fundamentals, I don't think there's much here, for it to move like that. But nonetheless, I think it was a perfect movement, and I'm glad that many of you guys caught it as well, as I see in the chat. So that's definitely wonderful. 136. I'm just wondering, can this be a range on USD CAD? Let me see. 136,800. Let's take a look here. 136,800. Okay, so right here. Yeah, so I did mention that, yeah, this will be a potential range here. However, I'm going to explain to you something. 137,360. So something right here. Yeah, you could definitely look at this range. Yeah, I did already have it drawn, yes. Right? So definitely had it drawn already, but you have to realize a few things here. And those are that there's a 2-hour EMA down here, right? And there's a 4-hour EMA down there. So for example, now if the price, and again, it's a Friday as well. So if the price, for example, let me just look at where the 2-hour EMA is. And this is where experience comes into play here. 36835. So 36835, right? We are approaching a 4-hour candle closure. So a big candle closure, which is also a 2-hour candle closure and a 1-hour candle closure, right? So let me just look this again. So what is it? 136,835. So let me show you. So price can come down. Let's say now, I don't know what it's going to do here, but let's just say if it comes in and closes here, it can come down and cross the 2-hour EMA at 136,835 right here. And then there's a 4-hour EMA down here, right? And the 4-hour candle is going to open up. The new 4-hour candle is going to open up in less than 11 minutes. So it can come down and push past that EMA. Where's the 4-hour EMA? Right? It can come and tap this. And at this point, if it crosses that, then it can come right back as well. Right? So you have to be very careful. And let's just say, for example, you wait until the bottom end of this range. It could be clean, but again, I already mentioned I'm not going to be entering a larger range on a Friday, especially late into, or into kind of the pre-New York session. But what it could do is get tap here. And let's say you have an entry place right here for buy stop. It taps you in, kind of moves around here. And then you know what it does? After this movement, it goes and pushes down right to the 4-hour EMA, right? So that's the thing you have to be careful with. And we can even come back on Monday and see how it moved in New York and, back test this and see what would happen here or what had happened. But remember that there's going to be fundamentals in play half an hour before the next 4-hour candle closes. So we could see a huge push down. It may move up here, give you a little bit of profit here. You don't take it. Boom, that whole push down happens, with the 30 minutes prior to the new 4-hour candle opening after this current 4-hour candle that opens up. And then it comes back and goes back into the range. So, but at that point, then, if you're looking at what opening of New York session, at that point, what you're looking at is now, if it does come back reverse here, we're late into the day. And is it going to slow down and kind of range here and then close off here, right? With the slow movement into New York session and then late New York session and then the close. So that's why for me personally, this is not going to be something that I take. If you guys have the proper game plan, understanding, and you guys feel that this is a setup that you guys feel is going to, hit for whatever factors, considerations you guys have, you guys can go ahead and more than welcome to take that. But again, experience, plays a huge role, and understanding of the pair over a course of time. Okay, I asked a couple days ago about the tips on how to backtest, but setup occurred. Okay, yeah, can you mention what specifically you mentioned, or just how to backtest in general, right? So, if you're just asking for backtesting in general, I mean, what you're gonna do is simply go to your Forex pair, right, and switch on a certain time frame and look at all the exact ranges. Again, this is concerning the strategy in mind, right? So open up this different time frames, right? You can even start from high and look at the large exact ranges. So I'll even give you an example here on GJ. So for this period of time, right, we're going to look at the large. So this is a massive range here. But again, these ones, again, I don't advise taking is over 150 pips. I don't advise taking it all the time. Once you guys get really, really good with this type of setup and the range ideology, and you understand it thoroughly, you have larger accounts, you have many different accounts, you can definitely take the swing setups on a given account while you take the smaller setups in separate accounts, right? It's up to you how you mix that up. But right now, for the time being, I just want you guys to look at your Forex pair, look at the ranging is doing on the higher time frame, right? The exact ranges, because they will happen. I've analyzed a lot of different Forex pairs, and they all have the same, exact ranges, right? It doesn't mean it's going to be every part of the range. So over here, we didn't have a larger range in mind, but it's going to happen over time. Again, you don't have to look for such large ranges, but even smaller ranges, you can, medium-sized ranges, I would say, like this range, for example, right? So you can look at exact ranges that happen with your pair, and then dumb down and look at the lower time frames and look at the exact ranges that happen there, and see how you would place the setups accordingly, right? So then comes the rules, right? I have more defined rules in the course, right? Which again, I'm going to keep exclusive to the course, as I believe, the course is very useful in understanding as well. But then you have to look at kind of the system in play, right? How do we go ahead and assess these setups? And when you're backtesting and putting the replay here, it's a really useful feature here, right? And you can see, like for example, this setup right here. You can see we waited for the push down here. Let's look at the different time frames here. The EMA tap. So yeah, this one was the EMA tap. Let me go back here. And let me push that back here. So this setup here, again, you guys can go back. I think it was this on Wednesday here, and check this live stream out and see this play here. We patiently waited. There's a 5-minute EMA, but it wasn't lining up with this here. And I knew, right, we were looking for a stronger push below that bottom end here, which was perfect in alignment with the 15-minute EMA. So we waited for the 15-minute EMA to get tapped here, right? Oh, I mean, that happened too fast. Hold on, guys. But that's exactly what happened, and we caught this move, guys, on the live stream, by the way. Patiently waited. Came down right there. That was the 15-minute EMA tap, and we had enough decent amount of time. So let me actually break it down to the 1-minute time frame, or let's go to 3 minutes here. Right, again, you guys can scale down different times and see how the moves are happening in real time. But we had the 15-minute EMA tap right there, right? And within minutes, right? That's why it's got to be really quick. That you got to have everything set up. So the whole, the buy stop. If this was the buy stop, in fact, yep. So you would have the buy stop, everything already ready to be entered, and you would just press enter. Once it reached the EMA tap, because that's enough room for you to consider entering this setup, right? And then once you would enter that, boom, look at that, guys. Look at that right there. Done. And this was a beautiful day because I gave you guys a second entry here, which was a highly probable setup. I don't mention it on the stream unless I really truly feel that this is a very high probable setup here. And you can see now this, so this range, the 3 touches completed here beautifully. 1 to 1, 2 to 2, and then the third to third. Now we could get a little push above here before we go ahead and consider the sell stops here. And now this time, not only will it complete the smaller range, but the larger range is also in play here. And that's how you can move along. And boom, let's take a look. Let's play that. Let me move all this out of the way, guys. Hold on. So look at this. Sort of tapped us in. I think we were somewhere at 169, but I remember the exact point. But this was a clean move, guys. Clean move. All the way down. Look at that. Captured partials there. So the first initial push, TP1 would have been hit. And I believe it was around 1. I'm not sure the exact placement here, but you guys can check the stream out for Wednesday and see that this move again was caught off the stream, but I gave the setup prior to the stream with the exact sell stops here. This move was caught on the stream, but you can see this whole setup because I knew now the larger range was in play. So I'm gonna adjust my stops accordingly in a timely manner, but at the same time, have a little more freedom with the stops, and hit TP1 right away. Look at that full push down, and secured some, just as the stops here, and boom, right there. Right, look at that. So that's a little heads up on the back testing, but the exact details in terms of how to set the buy stops and so forth, there's different examples in the course. I gave a lot of sniper entries as well when EMAs line up as well. So there's a lot more detail in the course, and again, I'm going to keep it that way because there's there's an effort that was made, in releasing the course as well. But that's the general idea. And where are we with GJ? Okay, let's close this out. Let's see what's going on as we're approaching a 5 a.m. Eastern time here. So a 4-hour close here. And GJ push all the way back up. So if you miss the setup, unfortunately, this would have been, stopped out. But we got the setup in seconds, which was amazing. And a lot of you guys caught that as well. So I'm really happy about that because we can end off Friday with a good ending here, if that is indeed your last setup as well, because it may in fact just be mine. Yeah, so you can see now 1 hour it closed below, so the stops would have been invalidated already. I already removed them because there was no point of allowing USD-CAD to push all the way back up again just to be tapped in. No way, right? And now it's approaching, so now we're gonna get a 4-hour close way below the EMA, the 1 hour EMA. Now the 2 hour EMA is right there, so we can get that tap in. It can reach the bottom end of this range. However, the 4 hour EMA is right there, right? And then price can again slow down here for the next 2 hours, or another 2.5, 3 hours before New York opening. And then with that half an hour before New York opening, it could push down past the EMA and either continue down or come back and range in this area, right? So it can come down, cross the 2 hour EMA again, maybe this hour, the second hour, pre-New York, and then come down with the news, push down here, wick below here, maybe come down here, and then range up here, and so forth, right? And we can come back on Monday and take a look what happens with USD CAD to close off the day, to enter New York session. We'll take a look, but again, it's not worth sitting around and waiting for that setup to form. The live streams are only for the small setups. The larger range setups, again, I will be showing in the mentorship group, but that's when we open that up, right? But nonetheless, we got one win, guys. It happened in 2 seconds, and we had our game plan. We had everything in play here. Much before the whole setup, we waited an hour and a half just to get here for this move, right? So this is not an instant impulse move. We waited we waited patiently, sorry. And as soon as we got the push up, we had the setup ready. You just have to press enter, and the play ran. And within a few seconds, I mean, I wasn't even looking at the screen because I was so caught up with the USD CAD pushing down, and I saw the MT5, just close out. Looked at the screen here, boom, done. Right? Yep. So that's another move, guys. We are going to wrap it up here. Again, USD CAD is going to float around here. Maybe it's going to push down stronger, but I won't be taking this setup, and I don't feel good about the setup on a Friday, and especially late into the day, pre-New York almost. And but again, we'll come back and see what happens here, right? On an ideal day, even this top end is not that clear because we had even 4-hour closures above this range, so it's not that clear as well. So I don't like that type of range. So I have to force myself to create the top end, but it's not that clean. But we'll take a look whether it respects this range here, right here. It respects it. Maybe it comes down to tap the 4-hour and it respects it and comes right back up. But that's too much to ask for on a Friday from USD CAD or even GD, any pair, right? Not saying it can't happen, but the probabilities are definitely lower, right? So, all right, guys. So that's going to be a wrap here. We caught one profitable setup today. We only had one setup. I tried my best to get more than one setup. USD CAD didn't, let us here continue down, respecting the larger range potentially here. But there's no other setup at this time, guys. And it's a Friday. We had a profitable week every single day this week except for Tuesday, which was a break-even day. So I advise you guys to, relax on the charts today. If you guys can't find the setup, don't force a setup. No FOMO. We'll be back on Monday, guys. I appreciate everybody. I don't know what the highest amount of viewers at a single time was today, but we hit a record each day this week. And again, I can only be appreciative of you guys attending the stream. There's a lot of regulars now, which I really enjoy because I can interact with you guys. And the more, the more streams we do, the more viewers we're going to get. And hopefully now the more interaction we get as well, day by day. And again, stay tuned for next week, guys. There's going to be a lot of announcements for the website launch, for the mentorship launch, and for the giveaway launch day as well. And yeah, so hopefully, again, safe trading as always, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Don't stay on the markets too long on a Friday, late into the session. And I will see you guys next week. Take care and enjoy your weekend.